Hello everyone, myself Dr. Aditya Gupta. So if you would have watched my videos for PG preparation, you would have realized that there's one thing that has been common irrespective of the person who has cleared NEET PG. Almost everyone will say that if you are able to revise the entire syllabus or a major portion of the syllabus in the last 7 to 10 days, you would get a good rank. If you're not able to do that, if your preparation strategy in the last 7 to 10 days, in the last 15 days, in the last 2 weeks is haphazard, you're just doing something from here, you're just doing something from there, you won't be able to crack the exam. In fact, every topper video, you can watch it right now.
Like I prepared for the कि रिवीजन करने के लिए I prepared कि 10 दिन जो लास्ट में मैं रिवीजन करूंगा मैं उसके लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहा था कि लास्ट में 10 days में मैं रिवीजन कर पाऊँ. We did the revise the entire syllabus in the last 7 days.
Yes, sir. Because I feel that in any exam, it is important that you brush through all the 19 subjects in the last at least 7 to 10 days.
लास्ट के 7 से 10 दिन के अंदर एक बार सारा सिलेबस निकालना है. अगर तूने निकाल लिया तो तेरा हो गया, नहीं निकाला तो नहीं.
In fact, every topper video that I've made, be it me with me Rishabh or Akansha, be it Adarsh, be it Sanil, almost everyone would have said कि यार उन्होंने सारा का सारा game जो है ना is of the last 7 to 10 days. If you're able to revise in the last 7 to 10 days, exam निकल जाता है. Because there's a simple fact beyond this. There are 19 subjects. तुम कैसे सारे सब्जेक्ट्स याद रख पाओगे अगर तुमने आखिरी 7 से 10 दिन में उनको रिवाइज नहीं किया तो एग्जाम के टाइम पे यू विल फॉल्टर बिकॉज इट्स एन MCQ बेस्ड एग्जाम. यू विल गेट कन्फ्यूज बिटवीन टू ऑप्शन. यू विल फील लाइक ड्यूरिंग द एग्जाम यार ये मैंने पढ़ा तो था बट अब मैं आई एम नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट मार्किंग एन ऑप्शन. आई एम गेटिंग कन्फ्यूज बिटवीन टू ऑप्शंस. Okay, and it doesn't matter how intelligent a person is. It doesn't matter how good a memory a person has. If since the syllabus itself is so vast, if you haven't revised, you won't crack. So this is one thing which one of my juniors said like really well. You're not preparing for the PG exam. You're preparing so you're able to revise in the last 10 days. Somebody will be like, sir, agar last 10 दिन का ही खेल है, if everybody it's only about last 10 days, why are we studying? We're studying so that the last 10 day revision actually is able to happen. If you've studied previously, done multiple revision, then with each successive revision, your time to revise your notes gets smaller, so that final time becomes 7 to 10 days. Even in this 7 to 10 days, there is a method to this last 7 days revision, and that's what I'm going to cover. Let's assume your exam is on 20th of January. I've chosen 20th of January because that's my father's birthday. So let's say you're going to start your exam from 10. You're starting your preparation from 10th of January, and you have now 10. जब तक जो 10 January तक whatever you have done till 10 January, it's done. In last 10 days, you have to focus on revising. No new material, nothing, no whatsoever. No MCQs, no grand test. Yes, last 10 days is not meant for taking grand test. Let me be very clear. Grand tests are a revision tool that have to be done before, but not in these days. They really won't matter. So how do you do it? So I'll start with the most important part, the last 2 to 3 days. This is meant for your extremely volatile subjects, like very volatile subjects. And I'll start with the first one, that is something which everyone hates, but it's still a very important topic as far as your NEET PG entrance exam is concerned. That's your anatomy. So I knew that no matter how much I read anatomy, nahi hogi. I won't be able to remember anatomy. So what I simply did was I gave my 7 days to anatomy, 5 to 7 days to anatomy during my first read. I made notes of it. Anatomy के notes बना लिए, अश्विनी सर के notes थे. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. मेरे टेस्ट एंड डिस्कशन के अश्विनी सर के notes थे. प्लस उसमें जो भी रिव्यू बुक्स थी, you can use coaching notes as well. That's different. I made one notebook कि मेरे को एंड में यही रिवाइज करके जाना है. Done. Last day I did just anatomy along with some other things. I'll come to that, but I just did anatomy, saw the diagrams that were there as far as your in netters were concerned, anatomy ki along with diagrams. Next day ulti karke aa gaya. That's about it. There are 15 to 20 questions in your exam are going to be from anatomy. You'll get every question correct if you revise in the last 2 to 3 days. You'll not get even a single question, or you won't get maximum questions correct if you don't revise. What are the other common really volatile subjects? And that's obviously dependent upon your personal preference. But from what I know, most people, biochemistry, pharmacology, ophthalmology, almost everyone tends to forget no matter how many times people have revised. So you can keep these in the last 2 to 3 days. Now coming to the least important part, that is your 8th, 9th and 10th day, towards the last 10 day revision. This has to be your strongest subjects And these has to be those subjects which you know you will remember a lot. For example, physio, almost everyone loves to read. Physio is something which almost everyone remembers also a lot. Derma, psychiatry, these are short subjects which pretty much everyone tends to remember a lot. So keep them towards the end in the last 10 days revision. And in the middle chunk, in the from the 7th to 3rd day, keep those subjects subjects like pathology, obs, gynae, surgery, these subjects which are big subjects, but their retention power is certainly a bit more as compared to as volatile subjects as anatomy or biochemistry. I'll give you my example. This obviously has to be tailored according to your personal. The biggest example I always keep on giving is that my biochemistry was very, very strong. Okay, since my biochemistry was very, very strong, I did it in the 7th day because I knew my biochemistry is strong. I revised at that point. I knew that I will be able to remember for a week or so. Fair point. Similarly, unlike most people, Rishabh's anatomy was very strong. So he revised it 7 days before. He did not do the anatomy revision on the last day. So this plan has to be tailored according to your personal preference and your strengths and weakness, so that you are able to know कि okay, in 10 दिन में मेरे को ऐसे revise करना है. Like I said, you're not preparing for the exam. You're preparing so you're able to revise in the last 10 days before the exam. Okay. Similarly, subjects like medicine, this might sound like blasphemy, but medicine, if you have done your path and pharma properly, you can actually leave medicine also. I did not revise medicine in my last 7-day revision. The last time I revised medicine was 15 or 20 days before. That's about it. I did not do it in the last 7 days because I knew that pathology and pharmacology will cover most of the medicine. Like that. So, apart from that, another important thing I wanted to highlight ki even the last 6 hours that you study, they also can make or break your exam. You should consider those topics which are very, very repeated. Almost every exam is going to ask about them and are very, very volatile. And I keep on emphasizing on topics like milestones. I'm a pediatrician. I still don't remember milestones. It's that volatile. So I remember this thing very clearly from my exam, that just before going to the exam hall, I revised milestones. I did milestones. And when I did milestones, next day I gave the very first question, as luck would have it, was on milestone. Answered that question and moved on. Never remembered milestone after that. Similarly, questions on IPC. Although IPC is not being asked recently, recently IPC के ऊपर questions have become less. But Glasgow comma scale, trauma surgery. If you want to revise surgery towards the last, you can see okay, just trauma part of surgery I do because trauma is asked so and so. But again, this is dependent upon yourself. If you think you're someone who has remembered milestone, great. If you think you have that knowledge, great. ठीक है, तो milestones को मत करो. But you think कि मेरे को ना let's say in anatomy I don't remember those derivatives of those pharyngeal pouches or something on those lines, which can be asked again and again. So do that. If you think that I can't remember derma mein images, some people don't have that good a visual memory, then maybe you can do images wise वाला part तुम वो कर सकते हो कि last में तुम नीना खन्ना से images देख के चले जाओ, या जो भी तुमने image based session let's say attend किया हो या उसके notes हो, let's say vibe या फिर DAMS का DVT, whatever it is, तो you can choose that. तो वो कर सकते हो तुम आखिरी 6 घंटे, मतलब you can actually plan your last 10 day revision also. That's what I'm trying to tell you, depending upon your strengths and weakness. But do it in a way that least volatile subject is done early and most volatile subjects, and more importantly, I'll say for most people, it will ring true, anatomy to be done on the last 2 days. Because it's a very make or break subject. 15 से 20 question आ रहे होते हैं. If you're able to revise, you'll get every question correct. You'll realize questions of anatomy are not tough. It's just that we don't remember. Okay? So that way you can do, and path and pharma in the middle, somewhere in the middle. And if you think you don't have time in the last 7 to 10 days, you can actually ditch medicine if you're doing path and pharma properly. You can actually do that. Similarly, in surgery also, you can focus more on general surgery rather than going systemic surgery, because हमने बहुत पढ़ी होती है surgery. Okay? इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि पहले surgery नहीं पढ़नी है. You do realize this point, right? इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि पहले surgery ढंग से नहीं पढ़नी है, या पहले GI surgery या uro surgery ढंग से नहीं पढ़नी है. But इसका मतलब यही है कि बीच में पढ़ सकते हो. Okay? I hope I'm able to make this last 10-day revision point clear. If you have any other doubts, you're most welcome to ask in the comment section. If and when I get time, I'll try to respond to them. Thank you and have a nice day.